But yes, I'd like to welcome you all to our training. What did I call this? Tech Time with Angi Valentine? I don't know what I call it, just training, tech training. Oh, and this has been a vision on my heart for a long, long, long time. I am teaching for a community college here, Harper College, and doing computer courses there. But those courses have been temporarily, what should we call, temporarily put on hold temporarily until we can kind of figure out what to do going forward. So what I said I'd do was just come on here. I had the tools. I'm a Google certified trainer. I know how to do this stuff. So I'd come on here and just get some knowledge out, some basic knowledge out. Because as a Google for education trainer, I'm finding that when I try to talk to parents about Google and tools and Classroom and G Suite, that they're like, what is that? So I said, you know what, let me back all the way up and let's just lay a foundation. Some of you may know this if you've been working with me for a little bit. You may know some of the basics, but I promise you there'll be something that you didn't know that you'll learn today. Okay, so but this is allowing me, and I am recording this session because I want other people that said they wanted to be here, maybe a little late or whatever, but they want to make the commitment to learn along with us. And this is going to be used too to help parents that are trying to help their kids. Are you good? Okay. All right. Okay. So having said that, my son's at home, so you know I might get interrupted from time to time, but that's okay. We're going to move forward. I know. Hey, come on in, Mr. Taylor. Good to see you today, sir. Thank you for joining us. We're just getting started. And I just tapped some people on the shoulder and I kind of put it up on my Facebook to say, hey, come on and join me for training and let's learn some things. So with that being said, as I was saying, I'm using this to record and maybe use it as a foundation for other people and maybe parents going forward that just need the basics of technology overall, over some of the G Suite products and things like that. But I want everyone that I know to be equipped for this day and time. You know, with this pandemic, some of us have businesses, some of us have careers, some of us have ministries, but the common thread among it all, we're going to have to learn to do a lot of stuff from home. We're going to have to learn to do a lot of things to communicate with people over cloud-based apps. I want you to be very familiar as to what that means. All these video conferencing apps and things like that, we want you to be comfortable with that as well. Give me 1 second, please. I want everyone to be comfortable with cloud-based apps, okay? And knowing what that means. All right, especially in this day and time. Now, if you want to, as we get started, and I know we're all kind of on all different levels, and that's why I want to take this day to kind of lay the foundation. Welcome, everybody, come on in. And just say hello in the comments. Tell me where you're from. Tell us where you're from, and we can all see the comments. And also something that you're hoping to learn about technology. Maybe if in this class, or I want to know what you want to learn going forward as well. If you're a business, if you're a ministry, if you're a homeschooler, if you're whatever, tell me something that you think you'd like to learn from technology. Some of the stuff we may cover, some I would like to have that to cover in future sessions. Okay, so just take a moment. Just say hello and just tell us where you're from. We got people from Rochester, Tennessee, New York, Illinois. Can you figure out the chat? Does everyone know where so I don't want to assume.
I'm in the chat. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Okay, I got it now.
And we're going to be very hands-on with this as well, too, okay? Because this is you don't just listen to me lecture, but I let you get your hands in this stuff, too, okay? Because I want you to learn something and have the experience, so when you leave here, you're good to go. All right, very good. Does everyone know where the chat is? We're in the Zoom platform today, and maybe one day we'll use a different platform because I want you familiar with different types of platforms as well. Okay, very good, very good. I see you, I see you. Hi, Molly. I haven't met you, but thanks for being here. Are you a friend of Cheryl's?
I am.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
good. Cheryl's one of my biggest fans. She just gets people on here. Very good, very good, very good, very good. All right. Good, good, good. I'm seeing your comments here. If you want to hop over to the chat and read everyone else's comments, you can do that as well. So first of all, the very first lesson is getting familiar with the Zoom platform. How many of you, by a show of electronic hands, just like I did that, have been on a Zoom platform before, a Zoom meeting before? I see you, I see you. Okay, there is, as you see the controls at the bottom of the screen, at that first, where it says in meeting, that big red button, and right beside it, it should say reactions. Click the reactions button, and then there's a hand that you could raise your hand. That's how we raise our hands. Or you can give a thumbs up. You see that? Cool. Because basic protocol is when you're in a Zoom or you're in a video conference meeting, that everyone, out of courtesy, will mute their line when the meeting starts and the speaker is speaking. Out of courtesy, it's just good protocol. You mute your line, and if the presenter asks a question, you can give it a thumbs up or you can raise your hand with the reactions. Okay. Just good basic protocol. If you have not been to my site, if you go there and you sign up for my newsletter, I keep calling it newsletter, for my tips sheet, and I think everyone needs right now, is basic video conference tips. So we're all doing video conferences. A lot of us are doing them professionally. And for me, having done this for a long time, I've just got some basic tips so that you can do your video conferencing professionally. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and load up my, oops, I did mute. I'm gonna go ahead and load up my slides and share my screen. Give me a second.
Oopsie.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, you guys. Let me find my screen I had set up. All right, here it is. I'm gonna share. Okay, can everyone see my charts here?
Yes.
Very good. Let me go back to the beginning.
Angela, before you get going, can you give us the address to the tip sheet?
Okay, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it, Cherie? advalentine.online. advalentine.online. I meant to do that and I got sidetracked. advalentine.online. I will put that in the AD as in Denise, my middle name, valentine.online. And as soon as you get to the site, it'll do the pop-up for you, and you just put your name in and it will email you the video conferencing tips sheet. Just a little freebie that's good to have. Now, if you have a question and I'm going and I don't see your hand, you can just kind of interrupt me, okay? But this is the very basic beginning that I teach anyone that I'm doing tech classes for. Okay, so I'm gonna start at the very beginning today. Oops.
I'm sorry, I'm the slow one in the class. Could you just put the address in the chat thing for me? Thank you.
Yes, I can. I'm gonna have to do this, and I'm gonna have to do this. Give me a second, and I'll put it right there. Okay, let me do it for everyone to see. And when you click it, it should take you right there. Now you may have to, if some of the things you want to do, as I'm doing them, and I say, okay, if you want to stop and pause and do this, what you're going to have your Zoom screen, and then you're going to have your browser open as well. So you're going to have to switch back and forth. If you're not comfortable with that, then just wait till after the session, and then you can do it with the replay, okay? But I don't want you to get confused and lost and everything. Okay, did you see the link there in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trying to get it to hyperlink as well to see if I can get it. And it'll be blue. Okay, there it is, hyperlinked. If you click it, it's going to take you right to the site. All right, very good. Let me share my screen again. All right. Okay, most of you I've met, but if we've never met before, my name is Angela Valentine, and I love teaching tech, and I love all things technical and digital. I love building websites, and I love helping people just understand the basics of technology. I do have a coding background, but I hated coding in college because I was always the last and one of the few females, and I was the last one closing up the computer lab on the campus, and I didn't like leaving and walking to my dorm from campus at 12 o'clock at midnight because I couldn't figure out one little glitch in my program, so I switched it to business. But what I do now, I am a Grow with Google partner. I'm an I Am Remarkable certified facilitator. These are some other courses that you'll hear me talk about as we go along. An Apple teacher, certified in Apple and Microsoft. I'm a Microsoft innovator. And I've got listed on the side, just so you'll know, some courses that I teach for Harper College: Intro to Windows, Microsoft Word classes, QuickBooks, Workplace Communications, Intro to G Suite, Google certifications, and social media for professionals. So that stuff I already have content for. So if you're interested in any of those subjects, let me know, and maybe I'll bring that to the table too. I think social media for professionals is a very good one because we all need that. We all have Facebook and some type of social media presence. But if you want to be taken seriously professionally, there's a whole total different mindset and a brand that you need to bring to the table, okay? So I talk about that and how you can kind of, if you're a business, you need to be on LinkedIn and have a business page, you need to do Google My Business. You need to do all these other things that professionals are looking for to kind of make sure you're in the right category. And okay, now I mentioned that I'm a Google certified trainer, and I'll tell you why. When you talk to me, you always hear me say Google, 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 Google. Why Google? Okay, why am I so obsessed with Google? Well, out of all the platforms like Microsoft, all the others, but my involvement with Google has been, in my experience, and what's the other one? Apple, with that whole ecosystem there. Google plays nicely with everyone, okay? If you are a Mac-based, iPhone, iPad, all of that, then every app doesn't play as well with the Mac apps and the Apple apps and all of those. If you're Microsoft and your Edge and all of those things, then sometimes those apps don't play as well with other. You either have to be in one ecosystem or another. Well, Google, it crosses all borders, okay? And their mission is they want to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful to everyone. So Google here is the same as you would experience Google in Africa, Google in Asia. So you'll hear me always say, I encourage you to get a Google certification just to show that you have updated tech skills. There's a professional one, and we'll talk more about this, and there's an education one. There is a nonprofit one. There are several different forms of Google certifications, but it just kind of looks good on your resume or whatever, when you're doing things. And I said that to say that if I wanted to go teach in Africa, well, if they have Google for Education, I can go and teach there because it's almost like a universal language. Everyone understands Google. Where was your first encounter with Google, just by chance? Anyone want to chime in? Where was the first time you heard the word Google, or what do you use it for commonly?
On my phone.
On your phone to do what?
To read emails.
To read emails, so you use Gmail, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who
Yeah,
else?
That was my first encounter.
Okay,
when I got my
Gmail?
first-
Really?
When
Okay.
I got my first smartphone, that's where my first encounters with Gmail. You had to get a Gmail to use the Android smartphone.
Let's pause right there. Thank you very much for bringing that up. And I think it's somewhere in my slides. If it is, I'll fast forward. But since you mentioned that, did you know, and this is all right on time. Did you know that what are the two types of phones you can have right now? It's either
Apple,
Android.
Apple or Android, right?
Yep.
Right. Did you know if you have an Android phone, you have a Gmail account because it makes you set up a Gmail account, right?
Yeah.
You have an Apple phone, you have an iCloud account, right? Because it makes you set up an iCloud account, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a lot of people have Gmail and they don't recognize what they have. They don't recognize, oh, I set it up. Yeah, you just set it up because it made you make an account, right? But there's a whole bunch of stuff behind that. And that's why I'm doing these classes. So you understand the power of, and it's called G Suite, all those suite of apps that you have access to that I bet you didn't know you had access to. Okay.
And they work on Apple devices because I actually have an iPad and an iPhone, but I use the G Suite because I can use it on my desktop, so I can use it on all three devices.
That's exactly what I said. Google plays wonderfully with everyone. They're not exclusive, right? And I have iPhones and all that other stuff, but you know, I can't do everything, right? But if I have Google, I can do it on anything, right? Okay, and we'll understand why that's important. Google is a household term. You knew that, right? Google it. We always say,
Right, Google.
Google it, Google it, Google it. It's a word. It's a word. It's a verb now. Did you know with your Google account that you set up with your Android phone, and you don't have to have Android only. If you have iPhone, you can still have a Google account, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. That you get 15 gigabytes of free cloud storage with every Google account you have. Now, for those of you that may not understand cloud storage, I'll put it to you this, and we'll talk about that too. You remember when we had the thumb drives, or you've got a computer that has a hard drive with so many gig on it? So right now, with technology, everything is moving to web-based, cloud-based storage, so you don't have to carry your thumb drive around. So you don't have to buy a device that has so many gigabytes, 128, 32, 64. You don't have to buy that anymore because everything is moving to the cloud, right? It's almost like you don't have to always go to the bank anymore to get the physical cash because you can do cloud transactions, right? So the fact that you have a Gmail account means that you have, they just give it to you, 15 gigabytes of free storage. Free online storage, okay? And you can get more, but I think I said in my little video that I did promoting this class, did you know you don't have to pay for storage? You've got free storage. How many of you knew you had free storage before this class? Some of you, because you talked to me.
I didn't.
How many didn't know you have free storage available to you?
I did.
I didn't.
Okay, very good. So most of you already learned something new, right?
Yeah.
But you have free storage in the cloud. Now, it's not something you can just take with you in your machine. You have to sign in to your Google account. When you sign into your Google account, you've got all kinds of stuff in your account in the cloud, all right? Now, here's another cool one that I try to tell everybody. Google offers free, unlimited storage for your photos and videos. And this may be as far as we get for this class because I want you to get this before we leave. This is your take home today. Is anybody paying for storage on your phone?
Me.
Does anybody run out of storage all the time?
Me.
I'm always running out.
Always.
Okay. You should never have to pay for storage. If you're using your Gmail, you should never run out of storage. Because when you run out, guess what they want you to do? Especially iPhone, because they only give you 5 gig. They give you 5 gig on your iPads and iPhones. And when you run out, what do?
Start deleting emails.
Or pay for more storage, right? One of the two, right? You delete your precious baby pictures from 3 years ago, Or you paying extra storage because you want to keep all of that, right?
Right.
The solution is, I'll start with iPhone. If you're an iPhone user, what you need to do is go to the App Store and download Google Photos if you have a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, you're on this call, you got to set one up today. You got to set one up today. Because going forward, that's what I'm going to be showing you is what's in that Google account. All right? So put the Google, let me just go to it. Let me see if I can go to it here. Can you still see my my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is not my, I'm talking about the phone now. Get the app, Google Photos. I'm going to show you what the app looks like. It's a little like pinwheel thing. This one.
Yeah.
Download this app and put it on your phone. Okay? If you have your iPhone photos right now, and then that little icon, right? The little colorful little like squiggly icon. But if you
I've got
add
that.
Google, yes, because it comes with your iPhone, right? If you add Google Photos to that and you sign into your, because it's going to ask you to sign into your Google account, what Google Photos is going to do is back up those photos into Google Photos, and Google doesn't charge you for storage. That's what that chart said. You'll never be charged, as long as you have a Gmail account, you'll never be charged, or that account, the size of the photos count against you. It's free storage. And they do that to encourage you to get a Google account, a Gmail account. Okay? Does anyone have a question about that?
I've never heard of it, but I appreciate that info.
You never heard of it, long as we've been dealing with Google?
No, I never heard of that app.
If you want to right now, if you have your cell phone, you want to go ahead and download it. If you have an Android, you already have Google Photos on there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you have Android, and if you want to go to photos.google.com on your desktop, you'll see all your photos come up there. Photos.google.com. Let me see if I can go to this one right here. And if I go, I'm going to show you. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Photos.google.com. These are the photos that I have in my Gmail account here. They're the same photos that's on my phone. So every time I take a photo on my phone and that information syncs to the web, I can come to photos.google.com and it'll be here on my desktop as well.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So say, okay, you got your photos in your galleries and you want to free up space.
Yes.
So how do you transfer your photo galleries to the Google Photos? How do you do that?
Very good question. When you install the Google app, Google Photos app on your phone, and you click it to open it, it's going to go through this process of getting your photos, and it may ask you, do you want to transfer your photo? I haven't done it in a long time because I use it forever and I haven't installed it in a long time. But you click the photos, you should see the photos from your iPhone there, because it's just going to, it recognizes photos and it's going to get your photos. And once it gets those photos, there's a free space on Google in the menu bar of your Google Photos. The three lines going across the top in your cell phone. Let me see if I can actually show you from my phone. So I think I could turn my phone around and show you. There's a more. Let me stop sharing for a second. Let me see if I can, because if it's worth your time, I'll walk you through it and that'll be our lesson for today. Is that worth your time?
Yes.
I just did mine on the iPhone. It went through like real quick.
Real quick, right? Real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on my phone, if you can see, I've got both of them Trying to get it in the light so you can see it. I've got the
Yeah, I see
iPhone
it.
photos and I've got the Google Photos. So if I tap Google Photos, it's going to kick in and get all my photos. And it shows me I got all my photos there, right? And these are photos I took with my iPhone. Now, when I do the I'm going to call this the hamburger. The 3 little dots, the lines across the top, you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, hit that. And it says free up. Okay, if I get the light, free up space. See where it says
Okay.
free up space?
Yeah.
Right up there, right there. Free up space, you hit free up space.
Okay.
And it's gonna start syncing. What it's gonna do is grab all your photos off your phone and it's gonna pull them into Google Photos and like do a backup.
Okay, Angela.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you start? Go back to the beginning. I was trying to get my telephone. You said,
Okay.
so do I go to my gallery and go to the 3 little dots?
You're gonna go to Google Photos. You
Okay,
download a Google Photo. The first
Yeah, I got Google Photos. I didn't even know I had it, but it's on my phone.
Okay. Do you have pictures in there when you open it up?
Yes.
Okay. Then go to the hamburger at the top.
That's what I don't see. Oh, it's over that side. Okay, let me.
Yeah. Go to the hamburger. I call it the hamburger because it's just 3 lines. It's the more button, but it's the menu button, but it's 3 lines.
Okay. I see. Okay.
And then it says
free up space.
Space. Just click, just touch it, tap it. And it's gonna tell you, mine says,
How much?
yeah, it's gonna say delete 170. Oh my God, I hadn't done it in a while. Delete 170 items from this device to free up space. It means, do you want me to delete off your phone so you have more phone storage? You want me to delete them over? Because I already got them backed up over here. Now you can delete them off your phone, off your iPhone. And if you say delete, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna go hit delete. I want you to delete.
So how do you know before you hit delete to make sure that it's backed up so you know your pictures won't be lost?
So what you do to make sure, if they're sitting over there in your Google Photos, do you see them in your Google Photos?
I can't do it while I'm online. I can't.
Oh, that's right, you online. So you watch the replay. Don't you do it right now? Because you can't check.
So if we
Mine is not saying delete. Mine's saying free up. Free up. I don't see nothing say delete. Just
hit free up space.
Mine is just.
Yeah, free up the space.
I mean, I hit that, but right there, mine say free up right here.
Yeah, free up your space.
It's taking it off your phone.
It's taking it off your, now before it deletes, because this is where everybody get nervous, like, oh my God, my photo's gonna be gone. So here's the process, and it's not telling you, but this is what the computer is thinking, the phone is thinking. I've got your photos safely backed up in Google Photos. They're still gonna be there, you just have to hit Google Photos, right? Instead, you ready to delete them off your phone, you can go ahead because I got them. It's not going to tell you that until it's backed it up. And you can see that the photos, you can see, let's see, hold on. You can see the photos are there because they're there in your Google Photos, right? They're there.
Yeah.
If you open up, if you close it, just go ahead and close the app just to be safe. Just close the app, close the app. Then you go back into Google Photos. They're there. If you're on your computer, open up a tab and go to photos.google.com and you'll see them there because they're in the cloud. And wherever you tapping into your Gmail account, you'll see them. I'll take it real slow. That's okay. Because I want you to be comfortable with this. If this is our lesson for the day, this is our lesson. I'm cool with that because you've learned something. You ain't got to pay for storage no more. Are we that far? Have we got Google? You got your Google app on and you got your photos there. You see your photos there. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. All right. If you close, you can close your Google app and go back over there and see if the photos are still over there and you got the same ones. It looks the same. Yes. So Google says, I got your photos over here. They're safe in your cloud app. Do you want to go ahead and delete those on the iPhone? And you can say yes. You can say delete, I think it is. I'm trying to walk through it with you. Delete, mine says delete 170. It's big blue button. I'm gonna say delete. I'm gonna do it too, because if I lose, we all lose, all right? Now it says, now it's gonna ask you again. Now, you sure, Google, allow Google Photos to delete. Now it says 198 items from my device. I'm gonna say, yeah, delete it. It's deleting it from the iPhone. Now it's doing it. See, I'm doing it. I wouldn't tell you nothing I wouldn't do myself. It's doing it. Sorry, you can't see for the glare. It's done. Now it says complete, free up space. And you can go back and listen to this recording so you can walk through it, okay? You don't have to do it right now if you're a little nervous. You want to kind of meditate on it, pray about it. That's fine. But it's going to say complete, free up space. Items will permanently be deleted from your device in 30 days. You can do this now. Okay. So it says if you leave it, it's just going to delete it in 30 days. But I need my space now, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say done.
Okay.
And it's got some instructions here too. Open the Apple Photos app, go to your deleted items folder, tap select and delete all. So it's making you delete it. It said I ain't gonna delete it, I'll make you delete it. So I'm gonna do done. So let me slow down and explain. Google just backed up all your photos on your phone. I did this in class. One lady had 3,100 and something odd photos, and we sat there till it was done. She stayed after class till everything was backed up. See, look, Darlene saying that's me. Is that you? 3,162 photos, and that's fine because it will back them all up, and they'll be safe, and you can take them all off your device. Okay. Now that Google has, you'll know that they're backed up because you'll see them here. You'll see all 3,000 whatever on your phone, on your Google Photos. As long as you see them there, you're good. So let's close Google Photos. They're there. Google said, I got you. Okay. So let's close it. Let's close the app. Now let's go to the iPhone app. Let's go to the iPhone app. Is everybody with me? I hope I haven't lost anyone yet.
Yep, still here.
All right, mine said my cloud storage is full because I had 170. It's full, so I'm gonna unfull it. Does it? And iPhone is saying, don't delete them. Buy storage. Don't you want to upgrade? Don't you want to pay some money so I can save this? No, I don't, because I got Google Photos. I'm not gonna upgrade.
Max
Well, okay.
is saying buy. It's saying, do you want to buy 100 or $199 a month?
So what's that saying? Apple's saying, no, don't leave. Don't use your Google storage. Save it over here. Buy some more app. Spend some more money on Apple. Don't give your stuff to Google. You can do that. Cherie, you had a question, honey?
What I posted.
Hold on.
I just went to Apple and it said, here, do I want to curate my photos? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Are they in Google?
I'm in Apple. You said go to Apple, right?
Right. We're in Apple now.
Yeah.
Mine said you're out of storage. Do you want to? You're going to get all kind of different, depending on your device, right? You're going to get all kind of different messages.
Okay, I closed it out, opened it up, and it said iCloud storage is almost full. Add more storage and keep all your photos safe in the cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, now I just said that.
Oh, time out. Time out. So you won't get confused because I don't want you confused. Apple has their cloud space. Google has their cloud space. Google space won't charge you. Apple's going to give you more cloud space, but they're going to charge you. Which house do you want to live in? You can
Google.
You can pay them. You can. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to pay them, put them over there at Google. Google's not going anywhere. Put them over there in Google, right? So when it says, oh, wait a minute, because you done tapped into Apple now, they're like, oh my God, you got to pay. You got to pay. You got to pay. You got to pay. You're like, get out of here with that. I'm not paying. I got Google, right? So we're that far, right? We're that far.
Angie,
yes,
I
Mr.
actually
Sneed.
missed,
Yes, Mr. Sneed, I see your hand.
I actually missed where you're going to go to delete the Apple photos. Did you go into the camera or you go into the photo?
So let's back up just a little bit. Okay, hold on. Let me unblock myself out of my own phone. Okay, I closed it. I'm gonna go to my Apple Photos app. That little
Okay. That's a little rainbow thing.
yeah. It
Okay,
reminds
got
me of what was that spiral? What was that little spiral game we used to play? We made all those spirals.
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah,
Yes,
that.
kaleidoscope.
Yeah. So now stay with me. Stay with me, people. Because this is where we get to delete on our phone and free up our storage. In your iPhone photo app, what we have to do now is going to say, you're out of storage. You got to upgrade. Close that out, right? And it's going to take you to your home, your photos on your Apple, right? You need to go to your deleted photos album. Where it says albums down here, click your albums. Click your albums. It makes all this and you don't even know it's making all this stuff. And there should be a delete, it's almost like a trash folder. For everything you've deleted, it holds it in that little folder until you say go and empty it. So in my recently deleted, I got 400. I'm sorry, you can't see this. We're gonna have to figure this out so you can see it. I got 400 and something in mine. Recently deleted folder, the very last one, scroll up to the bottom. You'll see the little trash can. Everyone see their deleted folder? You got stuff in there? You should have stuff in there if you did that Google thing. Google put them in the folder. It didn't delete them yet. It's gonna let you delete them.
Yeah, I have 1,200 in there.
Oh my.
I didn't know this phone could hold that many photos.
Yeah, you did stuff, that's stuff you already deleted, and then because you're probably trying to get rid of storage, and then stuff Google put in there.
Well, actually, I moved this stuff over to Google, so
yes, you're okay. So what you're going to hit is recently deleted. Hit it, and so it opens up everything you've deleted. Hit the select button, because you're going to select them all. And then what I'm going to do is delete all. Now, what it's not doing is syncing to Google and say, oh, you deleted them over here. I'm going to delete it from Google. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that.
Okay.
Stuff used to do that, but they fixed all that. They don't do that anymore. Okay. So it says delete 484. I'm going to say delete 484. So now it's putting all of it, it's erasing it from my phone. So I just got rid of, just today, I didn't know I had that many, 484 pictures. Now my phone is freed up. Now it's not going to give me, you out of iCloud storage. You know, it tells you that everywhere settings, it tells you, you need to buy. I don't need to buy anymore because I just deleted it. Now I'm just, for sanity's sake, I'm going to go back to, now I'm going to close this app and I'm going to go back to Google Photos and see if it's still there. My photos are still there, but now they're in Google Photos.
Mine is still backing up. So just
you had a lot. Did you have a lot, Mr. Taylor? Did you have a lot?
Yeah, I had like 400 and something, but it's backing up. Says
4,000 or something.
400. But it's backing up. So you have to leave the app open for it to back up. You close the app, it'll shut it down.
It'll still do it. You saying yours will shut it down if you go out?
Yeah, they say that. I'm just gonna let it run.
Okay, yeah, just let it run. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to. I wanted to ignore you on the app delete part. But I'm just gonna let it do its process, and that way I'll feel better about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And then depending on the strength of your signal, if you're on internet or cell phone data or whatever, when you do this kind of stuff, I like to hook up to the internet, so because it goes a little faster. Yeah. Cell phone is a little bit slower, but it'll get it done. Okay.
Yeah.
Who has questions? Because we just
I do.
Angela,
okay, one at a time. Raise your hands. Miss Darlene, I won't make you use your technology because it's a tech class, right? I see Darlene's electronic hand. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You mentioned that it doesn't, it won't do like it used to in deleting your pictures. Does that also mean in, like if you have pictures connected with that to social media? Because I know usually if you used to click and one delete, and it would delete your pictures from social media, will it do that?
Will not delete your pictures from social media.
Okay.
Once you upload something to social media, it detaches. That's a separate, it made a copy. So it's not going to go and get your copy. Okay. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Ruby, I think I saw your hand next.
So I have an Android phone, and
Mhm.
I think I pay Verizon for my photo storage. So with Google, then I can just cancel that money.
Yes.
I'm paying them extra.
Yes, same concept, except instead of Apple, you're dealing with Verizon. Yep.
Okay.
Samsung's got their cloud storage. If you
Okay.
got LG,
All right.
LG's got, because everybody trying to make that money, right? They don't know you know this and you've been to my class. So they're trying
Okay.
to pay that money. Everybody trying to get that money. When we paying out money, we don't have to.
Okay.
Daria, question?
Me? My turn?
Daria,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Daria, did you have a question too? You be
Daria.
next, okay?
I think she was before me, unless she.
Okay, I'll get you next. Okay.
Okay.
I looked down for a second, so I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Cherie, what's your question? honey?
Okay. Okay. Now I'm in Google Photos, and it's coming in day by day.
Okay.
So I want to organize it so it's just years of photos, not
Mhm.
just I mean, it's a long list of days. How
I'm sure.
it doesn't show me how to do that.
You go back to your more button, the hamburger button,
Yep.
and I think it'll let you change, or you can, hold on. I've seen that where you do that before. But where you can see it by year, by day,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah. And I can't remember where I saw it because it's not in the more, but I've seen that. Is it settings? But I know you can do it. I may have to get back with
You
you on
can
that.
just
if I don't see
text
the
me
button.
later. You can
Yeah.
text me later if you want.
Yeah, you can see it by year because it'll make it real small, and then you can pick the year or the month. Yeah, it'll do that.
Okay. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay. Daria.
Okay. Okay, so I hit the hamburger, and then I did the other part. Where I'm at, where it got me at now is backup and sequence, and it's saying buy 100 gigabytes for $1.99. I'm sorry, and it's giving me this other stuff: upload sizes, cell data storage,
Yeah.
backup device folder. So what should I do now after I do?
You're in.
What do I do?
Is it still backing up? Is what you're saying? Because
No,
how
it
many did
stopped
you have?
backing up, and then it took me to this.
Okay, close
I
it.
just
You don't need it. You
I don't
it.
need nothing. I don't
You
need to do
can
nothing
buy
else.
Google storage too, but you don't
Huh?
have to for the. You can buy additional Google storage too, but if
Mhm.
you're dealing with photos and videos, you don't have to.
Okay.
So close that.
Okay.
And
So
now
just
you're
close
going to go to your iPhone thing and delete your photos, right? Did you do that yet? That's where
No,
you
it
are?
didn't tell me do nothing else. I didn't know what else to do. It says backup device folder, none.
So everything's
Down here,
backed up?
huh?
Everything's backed up?
I don't know. I don't know
When
what
you,
happened.
when you hit so go back to your hamburger real quick and hit free up space.
But when I go back, it's freeing up device storage. It's still
Okay,
doing.
so it sounds like it's still processing.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's freeing up. Yeah. So
Okay.
what it's doing is it's going to you might have a lot of iPhone photos over there. So it's getting those, it's putting them in Google Photo, and it's also putting them in the cloud. It's backing all that up. Okay, so give it time. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it says freeing up 26.36 gigabytes.
Gigabytes. Oh my goodness. Yes, you're gonna be there a minute. That's okay. That's 2 gig. That's 2 gig of storage of photos, and that's fine.
I've
'Cause
never done it
you know
before.
what? You've
I
got
take
a lot of
photos.
you've got a lot of business photos for travel.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
it's backed up.
Mm-hmm. I
We
got a
talked
lot of
about
photos.
cloud storage a little bit, so
Right.
yeah.
You're gonna be able to
Let it
play a
back up.
whole lot more games on your phone now, D.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Don't pay no more money out. You don't have to. Monica,
Okay.
did you have someone else have a question? Are you
Yes.
good?
Nope, I'm good. I think I'm good.
You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Miss
Lisa?
Cherie. Yes, Miss Cherie.
Oh my God, it just left my brain.
It's still a little early.
I know. When you're in Google and you want to send a picture to an email, it doesn't seem like it has your whole iPhone email, iPhone contact list in there. Do you have to do something to transfer your contact list to Google, or do you just have to recreate it in Gmail?
So when I go to Google Photos and I pick a photo I want to send to someone, and I press that send, then it's going to put in my contacts at that point. If you have Google, that's next week, okay? Google Contacts, right? We're going to sync up your contacts to Google. No one should ever say, no friend of mine should ever say, oh, I got a new phone, I need your number. Don't say that no more. That means you don't know what you're doing. That means you don't know what you're doing. If you have your contacts synced up, and that's why I use all my Google stuff, because I just want it all in one place. I don't want my iPhone contacts over here and my Google Photos over here. So since Google plays with everything, when I get a brand new phone, say if this falls in the toilet or something and my son destroys it, I go to the store, get a brand new, or I want to upgrade, get a brand new iPhone. Doesn't matter what it is. When I get it all set up and do my iCloud, set up all blah, 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 then I go right. My very next step is go to Google, go to App Store, download email, download Google Photos, and download contacts. As soon as that syncs up, everything I've got in Google, pictures and everything, flows right into that new phone. So you never lose your contacts.
So go to the App Store and find something called Contacts.
Yeah. But for what you're trying to do, it's going to use your Apple contacts. You have contacts in Apple?
It's not using it's trying to use my Gmail contacts, which I don't have very many.
Just make it, well, once you download contacts, it's going to do just like it did. It's going to sync your contacts, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the short answer to your question. Use Google Contacts as well. Because if you get a new phone and you don't have your Apple, you got to back up your Apple. For my experience has been, Apple is real complicated to get backups and all of that. And to me, it's complicated. They make it so, you lose your password, it's an act of Congress to get support and untangle that Apple stuff, because they make it so tight and so secure. You mess up and lose your password, you got to call them, and then they got to escalate it, and they got to sync it. Believe me. Google is the most user-friendly cloud application that I've used, and they want it to be friendly because they want you to use it. If they want children to use it in school, they're going to make it easy, right? So the next thing you're going to do is download Contacts, so it'll sync to your Google account, and then we're going to start going through all of these Google apps one by one. All right, then you're going to be Google Power users. Did I see your hand, Ruby?
Yes. I think when I got my phone, because I got it in December, all the Google stuff the apps must be in there. Because every time you say go to Contacts, when I go to look and see what the app is in the App Store, when I go back and check my phone, it's already in there. It's just that I didn't know how to use it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You got an Android phone? Back to my charts, Google makes Android. Did you know that? Apple makes Apple. Google, that's Android. That's Google.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why they.
I just need to learn how to use the phone and the Google. Okay.
There you go. It's already there. Google's done so many things behind the scenes. When you go back to your computer desktop, again, type in. I'm gonna put it in here. Google photos.google.com. After this is over, I'll put it in here, photos.google.com. Everything you just transferred from your iPhone, you'll be able to pull it up on your desktop. So this is what I do, just a tip. When I'm out taking pictures and vacation, whatever, and I want to upload it to social media, I can do it on my phone. But if I'm sitting here, I say, oh yeah, let me send somebody my picture. I can open up a browser window and go photos.google.com. And then all my pictures are there. I can download it from there. I can do whatever I want and not have to do everything from this little phone, right? Do you know that you can have access to your apps on the desktop?
No.
Did you learn something today?
Yes.
Okay. Was it worth your time?
Yes.
Would you like to continue?
Yes.
Learning more? Okay, very good.
I do have one quick question because
Yes,
I did not have Google Contacts, so I did download the app, but I'm trying to see, it doesn't really have anything in here where it tells you where to sync it. You connect later on it, but I wanted to, I just see it now. It says contact.
I was gonna say you might have to touch it.
I see it. Yep, I see it.
You know what? I grabbed one too, but I think I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed contact backup. That's not what you're talking about, right?
No, sir. No, sir. Be very careful with the apps because there's some imposters out there. Make sure it's a Google product made by Google and it says contacts. It's an orange icon, I think it is.
In the Android, it's blue.
Okay. On the iPhone, it's orange. Contacts folder, I think it is. Very good. But that's always the first lesson I teach people is about the cloud storage, which we'll get into next week. And the photos is always the biggest thing because, you know, people are paying for storage and people are like, oh my God. And I was in class literally one day at Harper and we did this little exercise and this lady broke out in tears. She said she had gotten a new phone and it was Android. And her mother had passed like 3 years ago or something. She said, oh, I lost all these photos. And when she saw all these photos that had been backed up because she had an Android phone flooding in to her account, she just broke out in tears. She said, I thought these photos were lost forever. And Google had always been backing them up because she always had an Android phone. Even though she had a new one, she never knew that those photos were back 3 or 4 years ago since she had the phone. So, amazing. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about Google for Business. We got to talk about Google for Professionals, if you're in the job market. Google for Schools, if you're an educator. There's so many layers to this. We're going to be on this road for a long time. But I like to take it slow so you can get it. So now when you're out snapping pictures, you know how to keep your phone. When you get that message again, you're out of storage, you're out of storage, you're out of storage. Okay, go to Google, back it up, and delete it, and you're good to go. You back at 1. You're back at 1. Any other questions? Thank you for being a good class. This was fun. I like teaching y'all.
We love teaching us.
We might have to go over contacts again because mine is not transferring over.
That's next week, honey.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. If you click it, and most times it'll sync on its own when it gets a good, strong connection, you'll go back and you say, oh, it's already there. It does stuff behind the scenes. As long as you got a connection, it'll do it. If you download it and tap around in it, it's pinging and it'll do what it's supposed to do. Okay. And we'll cover it next week just to make sure. Thank you guys. Any last questions? We're at the top of the hour. I want to be punctual. I want to let you go.
I'm gonna say something. We were talking about when you first came involved about using Google. What did you know? And one of the things that that I liked about when I first started using Google was because I have my own business, the telephone, having the option to have the phone, and it's free. At first I was paying, and I was so glad when we started this some years ago, and I was paying for a business phone service because I didn't like using my cell phone for my business because when I was passing out my business cards, I was getting men calling me late at night talking about hi. And so it was like, hey, this is a business. This ain't a dating service. I don't have a dating service. So, and then you told me some years ago, Doreen, why are you paying for a telephone service when Google has a phone service? And it has been a saving, especially with this, with the COVID going on, and we're really not making money the way we used to, and I don't have a telephone bill, so it's like that's awesome, to have
voice.google.com. Google has a voice service where you can get a free business phone. Any area code that you'd like to use is attached to your Google account. Some of you already know because I've told you for your businesses and all. But if you want to put you're doing something and you want to put your personal cell phone number out there, and it'll ring as many phones as you attach to it. So when I put that number you all have, 224-366-7701, that's a Google number. When somebody calls that, my cell phone rings, my computer rings, my iPad rings. So wherever I am, because I've got these numbers connected to it and I don't pay for it. That's free. So if I change my cell phone, people still have the regular number and I don't have to change numbers. That's voice. I put that in the chat. Voice.google.com. Most of the apps, you can put the first word and then .google.com. It'll take you right to that. So look at that for your homework if you're interested in looking at Google Voice. And we'll do Drive and Contacts next week. I'll talk to you about your Google Drive, your storage.
Hey, Angela, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we talk about this at some point? It doesn't have to be, it can be on down the road. Can we talk about, I think it's called Google Duo, to be able to like video chat between, because I know I'm not an iPhone user. I had it and I didn't like it, so I went back to Android.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people say, well, you all can't Google people or Android people can't FaceTime. But I know that there's an app called Google Duo where you can talk between iPhone users and Android users. So can you kind of go through that a little bit at some point?
Yes, ma'am. Yep, that's an app that, you know, pretty much Google is going to be in step with everybody, because right now everybody competing because everybody's at home and on the internet. So Zoom is competing with Google, is competing with Apple, is competing with so if one service has it, if Apple has it, Google's gonna have a version of it. If Microsoft has it, Google's gonna have a version of it, right? So yeah, that Duo is that app. Yes,
and
ma'am.
does Google have, I know everybody's using Zoom, and Zoom has a free, I think it's a 40-minute session.
Yeah.
A free 40-minute session. Does Google have its own web video conferencing?
Meet.google.com. Google Meet. And they just opened up free unlimited service to everybody.
Could you repeat that?
Google, I'm putting it in the chat. MEET, meet.google.com. They just opened up the enterprise version, everyone. Because again, they want to stay in the game. They don't want you going to Zoom. They want you to stay right here. Yes, sir.
Just quick question. If you don't have Google G Suites, can you still get your photos still go to Google Photos? Can you still do that?
You have to have a Gmail account. That's the only thing they ask you. You got to get their account.
So you can have a Gmail email, right? That's what you're saying?
That means you got a Google account.
Okay, that's why I'm just going to tell people about it. That way everybody will know.
Right.
Yeah. I just got
they already have it, but who knew, you know, all this time you've had Gmail, but you didn't know you can back up your photos for free and not pay, right? So people have it, they just don't know.
Right.
That's why I do this stuff. I'm like, people should be having to pay for
There is one part of Google Meet that I have not seen Zoom catch up with yet, and that is the captions. And because I have a women's group that I do on, I started it on Google Zoom, and one of my ladies who is hearing impaired reads lips, but because of the way the screens were changing, she couldn't see when people were talking. And so I had to switch over to Meet. She was gonna leave our group. And when I switched to Meet, now we use the captions, and she can still participate in our Bible study because the captions, you know, it just types everything for her.
That's accessibility that they're putting in for the students. So yes, that you're getting all of that. And that's why I kind of like Google now, because they're thinking. And if you ask, because we're trainers, and Cheryl is one of the ones working with me to get her certification. When you get to that certification side and you say, hey, this is not working for me, y'all need to change this, they're on it. They change, you log in next time, they've done it. So these teachers have been complaining about, you know, students, and I got special needs and blah, blah, blah. They put it right on there. So Google's always upgrading, always changing. I like that. You don't have to wait till the next whatever is issued. They do it immediately. I like that about them. Now, you can't get the Google on the phone, though. That's the only downside. You can't call and say, hey, I got a problem. With iPhone, you can. You can't call no Google support. You have to kind of figure it out.
You can't call anybody anymore, even iPhone. Everybody's like,
well, right.
Forget about it. We're not taking calls.
You're right. This was good, you guys. I'm not going to keep you if you don't want to be kept. You got any more questions?
No, great class. Thank you.
Good. And this is just the only
Yes.
beginning. Good.
Always the best. I love being in Angela's classes.
Thank you, dear. You all are wonderful. All right. Are you connected to my training page? Because I'll be posting. If you want to keep this going, let's keep it going, okay?
Okay.
All
So
right.
you'll send us an email if there's a class next Saturday, right?
Yes, ma'am. Let's try
Okay.
to keep it going unless there's a, let me see if I can get this on like automated so we'll know every Saturday or whatnot we're doing this. If it's helpful to you, I want to keep it going.
And your recorded class is on advalentine.online.
Yes, I will send
Okay.
you a link to the recording, okay?
Okay.
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 We'll always have the archives if you need to go back and get a refresher.
Okay.
Thank you
Great,
all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. Have a
Bye,
great
everybody.
weekend. Be safe.
Bye.
Nice seeing you all.
Have a good
Bye.
Memorial Day. Enjoy your weekend.
You
too.
too.
Y'all be
Okay.
safe.
Bye-bye.
All right, happy Memorial Day. Oh, Angela,
Yeah,
I need to tell you something. So if I could either
Rhea.
call you.
Okay, yeah,
Okay. All right.
okay.
Bye, Miss Angela.
Bye, darling. See
Bye.
you later. Bye, everybody. Thank you for
Bye.
joining, Eric. Bye, Ruby.
Bye bye.
Bye, Daria. Bye, Mrs. Sneak.